Hello everybody, Blue Dooley out in the garage, and today we're talking about the Quickrun Fusion. I have the 1800 kilovolt setup. They also have a 1200 kilovolt setup. Both systems run at about 40 amps continuous with a 160 amp peak. They'll take 2 or 3S LiPo or 6 to 9 cells of nickel metal hydride. They both have adjustable BECs, 6 volts or 7.4 volts. And they are waterproof. They also come with XT60 connectors already installed. And if you're like me and run Venom batteries, Venom switched all of their batteries, I think, to run the XT60s, and they have the adapters. So I usually run the adapters for Dean's plugs because all of my other trucks runs Dean's. This system I decided to leave the XT60 since I had a couple of batteries with those plugs. My favorite feature about it is how quiet it is. This truck or the Grand Hauler runs so quiet that the background noise is usually louder than the truck. I've been out with a few guys with the revolvers, and if you run revolver or outrunner motors, you know they're really loud. Yeah, the Quickrun, nobody's going to even know you're driving your truck most of the time. The other thing I like about the Quickrun, either the 1080 brushed speed controller or the Fusions, is they come with these programming cards. They're really easy to use. You don't need an app or mess with Bluetooth connectivity. Plug it in, turn it on. When the system in the truck's powered on, it'll power this up with it plugged in, and then you just can scroll through the buttons, change what settings you need to change, unplug it, and then you're ready to go. You can change throttle matched, how many LiPo cells, cutoff voltage, thermal protection, motor rotation, which is pretty handy on this. So if you're running this in the portal, the rig with portals, you can actually just tell it to rotate the motor normally the opposite direction. So you can run clockwise or counterclockwise depending on what your truck needs. That's super nice, and all you have to do is change it with a function on this. You don't have to change your wires or anything. You can adjust BEC voltage, drag brake rate, max reverse force. And again, all done with this little card. Super easy. The system itself is it's a 540 motor. I'll just put that on the truck frame. And we'll need to aim the camera down a little bit. This is the system, as I said, in my HPI Venture Scale Builders kit. I'll have a video on the kit a little later. Which normally on this kit, your speed controller sits here, motor, steering servo, and then the receiver in the receiver box. But since the ESC is already on the motor, that frees up all this space. Again, the truck is really quiet, and there is, on this truck, there's plenty of room, as that's the bumper mount, plenty of underbody clearance. We'll get it turned on here, and hopefully the furnace and everything stays off so you can hear just how quiet it is with no background noise. There we go. It is also one of the smoothest systems I have ran. I mean, the steering servo makes more noise than the motor itself. But it is smooth, and you can just creep so slow. I mean, you're hearing a little bit of gear noise over the motor. Creep for days. Now the FOC function, from my understanding, is if I put up basically the easiest way to describe it is if I adjust my throttle trim, as soon as I remember what button it is, the FOC system will keep it running at that speed no matter what the truck runs into. So if it starts going up a steeper hill or needs to run over an obstacle, the motor will automatically adjust torque to do that, which is pretty nice if you have like a cruise control. But yeah, quiet is its number one. Quiet and smooth are my two favorite things about it. That's mostly gear noise. It has a pretty good punch, especially here on the table where it doesn't have any grip. But mainly that noise is more of the gear noise than motor noise. So I'm going to show some other run footage of the truck as well as with it in the grand hauler, and kind of go over the price, and I will look up some further specs to give you some more technical information when we get inside the house. To get the system to fit in the grand hauler, I had to move the shift servo and the steering servo forward towards the bumper about 1 millimeter so the system would clear. That's how snug the semis kind of are. So the system will fit, you just will need to modify it slightly to get it to fit. Or you could move the transmission if you wanted to do that instead. The 1800 kilovolt system is a little quick for the semis. You could gear it down a little more or set the end point so you just don't get full throttle. But the system is really smooth, and I think for lower speed driving, backing up a trailer or backing up to hook up to a trailer, the Fusion's a pretty solid system. I think it'd work great in these trucks. I will eventually have a trailer to tow with this one. I am going to get the 1200 system to put in my grand hauler, and I'm also going to put one in the snowplow because I want that brushless power for plowing snow, obviously. But the system it's just real smooth, and if you do need some get up to go, it has pretty good punch. It'll launch the grand hauler better than the tires will grip. So even in third gear you can come to a complete stop, give it full throttle, and it'll spin all them tires. The drag brake works really well, especially since you can adjust how fast it activates and how much you get, so you can kind of fine tune it to how heavy your vehicle is. In my testing, the first run out with it in the HPI, I never found a situation where the drag brake didn't hold it. Hobbywing has the system listed for $149.99, and I think for a motor and speed control combo, that's a pretty good price. It's a brushless setup, has plenty of power, and runs so smooth at low speed. I really think if you're looking for something with a lot of control and still have the power of brushless, it's definitely a system worth checking out. I am really happy with the way it performs. The programming card that it comes with, it's easy to use. You don't have to mess with Bluetooth connectivity or an app. It's plug, change your settings, go. If you're looking for a brushless setup, I really recommend you checking out more videos or information on the system. I hope I answered any questions you might have. If you have more, please leave them in the comment section. And also subscribe and like if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video.